Hey everybody, I just thought it was important to send this quick message out. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and I just think that if you're looking at real estate, really keep an eye on what's happening around us. The stock market had a major drawdown today. It's just gone from November till current in a major uptrend. That uptrend has flattened out, and we've had a couple of hard down days where the volume has been high and the movement has been quite strong. So today's move was primarily triggered by what was happening in the Middle East, which of course brings up another issue of what's happening in the Middle East or geopolitical conflict. And it's just critical. I'm doing the stock numbers right now, and I've never seen the numbers be this bad over the last probably 2 years. Everything's indicating that things are going to fall out of bed. So if you are, I'm not saying you should sell everything if you have a portfolio. God, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a portfolio manager. This is just stuff that I track as a hobby more than anything else, but the numbers do not look pretty. So just be on your toes. If you have a financial advisor, talk to your financial advisor. Make sure that you're positioned to be able to respond with whatever happens. I mean, typically when things like war breaks out, if that's where we end up going in the Middle East, you have to understand that typically there's a major drawdown followed by a quick rebound when people realize that war actually stimulates growth in an economy. Not necessarily the Canadian, but in the US economy it does. But the US is reluctant to get into the conflict. With all that being said, I mean, the stock market itself is extremely overvalued. We're into like 23s and multiples, which we haven't seen for a long time. And the last time we were up this high, there was a major drawdown. So there's a lot pointing to caution. Again, I'm not sitting here, I'm not shorting the market. I'm not selling every real estate asset I have, and I'm not going under the covers thinking that this is the end of the world. I just think people need to be aware that there's definitely a shift in sentiment. There's definitely a shift in people's attitudes. There's definitely a shift in what's happening in the housing market. The number of properties coming on the market is going up quite dramatically in Squamish. And the prices, we're seeing like below asking prices go. In the stock market, we're starting to see the down days are, I'm just looking at the chart right now, I think in the last week, if I'm just quickly looking at this, the last 7 days, 2 of the biggest down days have occurred in the last 7 days since November last year. So when you get that sort of movement, it's really a situation where you get, instead of having a consolidation, which then precipitates a move typically to the upside, we're getting an expansion happening in the ranges of what's happening in the market. And that usually indicates that there's going to be a shift in sentiment, a shift in direction. So just keep it on your watch list. Keep it on your, what's happening. Just keep it in front of mind and be prepared to do what you need to do to protect yourself. Anyways, that's my warning. Nothing might happen. We might just sort of surf along this next moving average here. We're now 10% away from the 200-day moving average. Well, we might just wait till the 200 catches up, and then we might find ourselves off to the races again. But whatever the case is, just take a good look at what you're sitting at. Make sure you're aware of what's happening in the world. Make sure you're aware of geopolitical events. Make sure you're aware of the flattening out that's happening in the stock market, and make sure you're aware of what's happening in real estate. It's all correlated to some degree, so sort of pay attention. Another thing to mention is that the 10-year yield went up dramatically today. Went up about 2.6, 2.7%. It's now sitting at 4.61, which is the highest it's been in a long time as well. So again, maybe we're going to see the Bank of Canada, the Fed, everybody's hands are going to be tied, and they cannot lower rates if this continues. So make sure you're informed, guys, and hopefully make a good decision with your portfolios, make a good decision with your housing timing, your choices, everything you're doing. If you're concerned about how this might impact you personally, feel free to call me. I'm happy to talk you through it and see if I can lend some insight for you. Just let me know what works for you. All right. Thanks very much, guys, and we will talk to you soon. Okay. Bye for now.